Hi friends, this is Iqra and welcome to my channel. In today's video I will list top 10 horror movies of 1990s. So let's start. On number 10 is Scream. It was released in 1996. The opening scene featuring Drew Barrymore is right up there with Psycho as far as pulling the rug out from under the viewer. The most important part of Scream for me is not the self-awareness, the references, the humor or ghost face, it's that it works as a horror movie even without that stuff and is still enjoyable even when you know the twists. On number 9 is Misery, released in 1990. The whole film is horrifying, following writer Paul Sheldon, who is trapped with terrifying, number 1 fan, Annie Wilkes, following a car crash. The film is full of scenes of excruciating tension and suspense, but there's this one scene, you know the one, which elevates the movie into the realm of horror. On number 8 is The Blair Witch Project. Everything that I used to make fun of, bad framing, poor focus, repetitive conversations, shaky camera work, even that up-the-nose confessional, all of that actually helps create the feeling that this is a real thing. That this could be cobbled together out of footage shot by a group of film students who were barely capable of handling their equipment. On number 7 is Wes Craven's New Nightmare, 1994. I think its narrow focus and willingness to really invest in the reality of it, with actual actresses, actors, directors and producers playing their parts, gives it a frisson of horror that Scream doesn't give me. On number 6 is Candyman, 1992. Bernard Rose crafted a film that manages to walk like Clive Barker talks, treading a fine line between exploitative violence and dreamlike horror. While Tony Todd's performance as the eponymous urban legend is one of my favorite elements of the film, I really do enjoy everything about it. On number 5 is Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead, 1992. Peter Jackson's slapstick swan song is one of the funniest and goriest horror films of all time, trying to outdo Evil Dead 2 in both humor and gore departments. Kung fu priests, zombie babies, undead sex and a certain scene with a lawnmower and a room full of zombies are all elements in what's really a classic romance about two star-crossed lovers. On number 4 is The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. As tightly written, edited and acted as a film can be, the only reason this movie doesn't go into the top 3 is that there's a certain distance, a coldness, to it that prevents me from just enjoying it at any time. I have to be in the right mood to watch The Silence of the Lambs, but boy, when that mood strikes, there's no better film. On number 3 is Ringu. It was a groundbreaking film and introduced me to the delights of Japanese horror. Ringu ushered in a new era for Japanese horror and led directly to a horror renaissance for everyone in the early when it seemed like dead girls with long black hair were in half the films being released. On number 2 is Tremors, a 1950s style monster flick starring Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. Not on anybody's list of things they thought they'd see in the theater in 1990. Though it didn't light up the box office, Tremors has become a cult classic, and for good reason. It features great characters, an awesome monster, and manages to be funny as hell and believably scary. On number 1 is Event Horizon. I love the sets, the characters, the music, the pacing, the gore, you get the idea. 1997 was actually a decent year for horror films, with Funny Games, Lost Highway and Devil's Advocate amongst others, but Event Horizon stuck out to me. It did Lovecraftian horror better than any other film, and it didn't indulge in the meta-horror games I'd come to expect by then. It played the horror straight, and I've only grown to enjoy it more since it was first released. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel.